you're gonna have to wait to enjoy a little more of that later on this morning. But for now, let's talk about leadership. A non-governmental organization, Bomene Barry, is gearing up to hold 2022 Lagos Leadership Conference with leaders across Africa here in Lagos. We have some of its representatives with us to tell us more. Bayo Oloronjo is Chairman, LLC 2023 Strategic Committee. Thanks for joining us this morning. I suspected that would be you. Ashina Joseph is Secretary of the committee. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. As well as Femi Amino, who is a member of the committee. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. First of all, did I get that name right?
Yeah, Bayo Oloronjo.
No.
Bomene
Barry. Thank you so much. Yeah. So let me begin with you, Mr. Chairman. You are a non-governmental organization.
Yes, sir.
The natural question that I will ask you first of all is, what's the meaning of Bomene Barry?
Bomene Barry is an Ogone language.
Wow.
And it came from our leader, Pastor Charles Pande, who is the convener of the program.
Okay.
Bomene Barry essentially is talking about. I'm not very sure of the language.
Okay. Let me rescue you from that then. But let's talk about the leadership conference itself. So it's been organized by Bomene Barry Leadership Foundation. What necessitated it?
Well, essentially, over the years, it started in 2008.
Okay.
Over the years, we discovered that there's a leadership gap in Nigeria, all over the world, as it were. We discovered that the major thing that happens if you want something to work is to fix the leadership. And we feel that once leadership is fixed, you can fix the organization, you can fix the system. And so in Nigeria, we found out over the years that there's this leadership gap that is missing, and we'll be organizing the program every year to see how we can bridge that leadership gap.
Where exactly is the leadership? The leadership gap? Is it just in government or in business, or just exactly what areas are you looking at?
Okay, we all areas of leadership. Like the one for this year, we're looking at leadership for women, leadership for the youth, and we're leadership for the business. And then we're looking at the future of politics in Nigeria as well. Because you see, we feel in Bomene Barry that once we fix leadership, we fix everything, like I said earlier on. And so we feel that every system will produce its own leaders. I mean, you cannot the leaders are going to emerge from the system. So we feel that if we can inject our own little knowledge here and there, impart people here and there to be able to prepare them for leadership. So wherever they find themselves, then they can be able to at least put an end to this problem we have with leadership in the system in Nigeria.
Any particular age range in your coverage?
Not for this year, no. Okay, because we have for the youth, we have for the women, we have for the men. So there's no age range, because we believe that at any point in time you find yourself in leadership, age is not really necessarily the issue.
Let me ask you, Mr. Joseph. Over the years, since 2008, what are some of the high points you would say that Bomene Barry has been able to achieve with this conference?
Okay, thank you very much. One area that, if you look at the leadership conference we've hosted in the last 3-4 years, 2020 was one of the major life-changing year all over the world. It's an annual event that we organize since 2008, every July. That year, even in the midst of COVID-19, we were still able to organize the leadership conference. With the team leading in extraordinary times. And we had the privilege of having the governor of the state coming to speak about leading with courage, how he was able to galvanize the entire state to manage the COVID-19 pandemic then in Lagos State. And it was that was an up one for us, because it was not an event that took place in a hall. We actually used technology from a studio everything was put to bear. We have somebody that spoke from South Africa, from FID ADB, one of the vice presidents there spoke. And everything worked so perfectly well. So we were able to portray the fact that if the leadership is right, there's nothing the people cannot do. And that was how Lagos State was able to champion and manage COVID. Last year, for example, if you look at it, many things have been said about youth in Nigeria. And last year, the team was repositioning for the future. And all our speakers are people that are in between the Generation Z and the old people. And what are we doing? We're trying to channel the youth towards farming. So we brought Mogaji, African farmer. We brought in Mr. Femi Adeoti, the former CEO of Inlas Computer, talking to the youth, talking to everyone, mostly the youth, about how to channel their energy into technology and using technology to achieve their objective and becoming leaders that are knowledgeable, aware, and can use technology to achieve so many objectives. So that's that.
You know, it's interesting that you talked about conducting a virtual conference.
Yes.
Having speakers from various parts of the world.
Yes.
And then yesterday, you spoke on COVID. Just yesterday, Mr. Joseph, I saw a movie, full movie, Mr. Aminu, beg your pardon, a full movie shot across 17 countries. Everything of the movie was shot on Zoom. A whole movie, about 90 minutes. Let me go local. Afraid catch me. So, what are some of the things that you would say, Mr. Aminu, that have been achieved? What kind of feedback has this conference produced over the years, and what are your hopes for the one of this year?
Thank you very much. I think the expectations are actually very high. The issue of this leadership deficit is what has been spoken severally, and like he said, you know, it cuts across the youths, all ages and across. There's so much that is expected in terms of, for instance, there will be opportunity for, you've got the younger generation, there's a lot of clamor to be leaders or to rise to leadership position, but there's also a bit of you also growing into this extent. So that's something which is very key. And I think much more important, so looking at it from the different perspectives, like you spoke in terms of technology, a lot of things has changed around, you know, the way things were done in the past and the way things are done. And if you really look at it now, there's so much emphasis on technology. There are a lot of areas in which things like, for instance, fintech, science, technology, that things need to really move and actually be projected well. So I feel this particular conference will actually speak a lot to those areas.
Okay, but I'm talking about, first, you didn't speak to the feedback that you've gotten over the years.
Oh, feedback. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I missed that actually. I think there's something actually we even did talk about, because like you said, there was one of the year, 2020, when they did, 2021, we did repositioning for leaders, and something was done that was very dramatic, and that was like, there was a search for an unsung leader. And what happened then was that, look, there was like a general check in terms of looking for a leader that is doing something in his own cycle. Remember, leadership cuts across different areas. It could be in communities, it could be in government, it could be in companies. But a lot of times, the real leaders are actually hidden in places which you don't see. So there was actually a competition that was done, and there was a site to go into the nook and crannies to locate an unsung leader. And something very particular was that leader was celebrated. And not only that, there actually was an NGO, and then they gave them actually a large sum of money that was donated to just help them. And by the time there was testimonies to show in terms of the impact that those leaders actually had. And I think that's something which is very, very, very significant.
Is that a way of saying that Bon Benemari is also an unsung leader?
Like you said, to some extent, you understand. But, you know, in actual sense, you know, it's only those that have visibility that you can talk about. But there are quite a lot of leaders out there, because actually leadership starts from the home. Leadership happens in the school. Leadership happens in anywhere. And actually, even for your person, you need to also lead yourself.
Certainly. And I think that's where the leadership problem actually starts. So let me come back to you, Mr. Roger. This year, what's the plan?
Well, this year we have a 2-day program. Okay. On the Friday the 8th, we have what we call Church Leadership Summit.
Friday the 8th is the Friday ahead of us?
Yes, sir. Okay. We have Church Leadership Summit. Because the theme for this year is leading in season of darkness and confusion. Because we believe that's the time we are in. It's more than the 2 years COVID, because we are having the effect of COVID and we're having other things coming together with it. So it's actually almost, that's why we say it's season of darkness and confusion. So we want to see how, on Friday, we want to see how we can get church leaders together and get them to see how they can navigate through this time that we're in, because the churches are not left out, ministers are not left out. You need to get yourself informed as to how you are going to be able to navigate through the time that we're in with all the information, with all the challenges that are going on around. And then on Saturday, we are going to be looking at things from perspective of the women, from youth, and from business. So we're having 2 speakers on site, and we're having 2 speakers online speaking to the same topic. We're looking at how the youth will be able to navigate, how the women will navigate, and then how the business leaders will navigate. And then we'll also get somebody who's going to be speaking about the hope for the future, because we believe this is not how it's going to end. There's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. How do we prepare for that? So somebody's going to be speaking towards that as well.
Okay, so it's a hybrid event.
Yes.
Can you want to mention some of the speakers you're looking at?
We're looking at for the Friday program. We're looking at Pastor E. Odeyemi is one of the continental overseers of Redeem, Reverend Samson Ajitumobi, the president of Men of Isaka Ibadan. And then we're looking at Ode Akatu, he's coming in from the UK, he's a passionate evangelist. For the Saturday, we're looking at Mrs. Dada. This is the Honorable Commissioner for Women and Poverty Alleviation for Lagos State. Ade Ayeyemi is the MD CEO of Eco Bank Transnational, and then I think Benga Afolabi.
Yeah,
Benga Afolabi is going to be speaking on that day. Okay. And then we have Yemi Adedeji speaking from the UK as well. She's the one that's going to be talking about the hope for the future.
Okay. So, Mr. Joseph, yes. Any other attractions like Mr. Aminu spoke the other time about unsung heroes? What's unsung this time around?
Oh. The major attraction for this year is the fact that the conference is segmented. We have 4 speakers, and each of them will be targeting a particular group of people. Mrs. Cecilia Bolaji Dada, the Honorable Commissioner for Women Affairs, will be championing the speaking to women and how to lead in this season. And it's great in that she's the one on the hot seat in Lagos State on women affairs and also poverty alleviation. So we believe she'll be able to do justice. And also, we believe the conference will give her the platform actually to reach out to many people in that area. Then Victor Afolabi will be speaking specifically to the youth. He's an entrepreneur, he's an IT savvy person, he's done so many things, and now is with Eco Innovation Hub. So the youth, we have they have the privilege to have one of their own speak to them, okay. One of their own galvanizing them and giving them the platform to be able to actually dream dreams and bring those dreams to fruition. And Mr. Ade Ayeyemi is a very versatile man. He, presently, like the chairman has said, happens to be the chairman, the group managing director.
So that's the area of speakers you're looking at?
Yes, Adeyemi is the second person. So he's going to be, before now, he was the group CEO for Sub-Saharan Africa for Citigroup. And in the last couple of years, he has been the one at the helm of affairs at EcoBank Transnational, with 33, that is present in 33 African nations. And they have offices across the globe. So he's coming with wealth of experience for businesses. If you rank the CEOs of banks in Nigeria, it will be among the top 3 in Nigeria. So he has the capacity, he has the depth. So he's coming to actually speak from experience. And I believe as many businessmen and women that are available for the conference will have something to take home, not just from the books, but from practical experiences on how to lead in this season of darkness and confusion. Thank you, sir.
From what I see, there are like 8 speakers in that area that I saw the other time. Okay. And most certainly, so I see that there is a website to people can get. What's the website?
LLC conference.
LLconference.com.
LLC conference. LLconference.com. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How do people participate? It's a hybrid event.
Yeah. People can actually join online. But actually, there's a physical event which is going to happen at the location in Lekki. That's a Jack on the First Gate. That's the key point. So people can actually watch online. They just go first to the website. From the website, they can actually register. And if you have opportunity to see the handbill also, you can actually scan, and then you can actually straight away just register. It's the Friday event, it's church event, is actually a free event. The Saturday event is actually a paid event. But when they go, they can just follow the details to register, fill in their details, and then they can do the relevant.
If it's a paid event, what's the fee to pay?
Oh, okay. If you're watching, if you're actually coming physically, it's 5,000 naira. If you're actually gonna watch virtually, it's 3,000 naira. But that's actually just for Saturday event.
Okay.
There's a discount for youth.
Okay.
Oh, definitely.
The youth will pay 2,000. Especially if they come in bulk, minimum of 10, they get 2,000. And then if youth wants to watch online virtually, it's 1,000 naira.
Is there a scholarship for first comers?
I think that scholarship will be sponsored by channels.
Well, you have to apply to the sponsors to sponsor it.
Maybe to add in, one thing is sure is that nobody will be turned back. So at least because an opportunity, because actually that's also a adding value. And remember, they said it's by Barry Foundation, so it's an NGO. So it's actually about adding value to people and dealing with situations, because the truth is like there's so much confusion and darkness around. Is showing the pathway.
Chairman, as we round off this, I would like you to provoke, if I can use the word, the topic of leading in season of darkness and confusion, by speaking to those who should bookmark it in their calendars now in order to be a part of the program, whether offline or online. What are the things that, because many people may not even know it as a season of darkness or a season of confusion, what are those elements that you think, if you perceive this or you notice this in your experience, you need to be at this conference?
Yeah, okay. For example, if you are a youth, for example, we have what we have unemployment as we have now, and people don't have jobs. There's no future. In fact, that's why people complain about people doing youth getting out to all manner of things and all that. We feel that if you are unemployed and you think it seems as if there's no future for you because of the darkness and the gloominess, if you come to this program, we believe that you will be able to at least dream a dream, get a dream. If you're running a business and you're afraid of the future because it seems as if you can't even predict, you can't make plans, all the strategic plannings are failing. So we believe that people are coming in to be able to say, okay, you know what, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. The issue of security is something else that is also there, because across board, churches, businesses and all that, we have this issue of insecurity all over the world, not just in Nigeria. And so we've one of the things we are looking at is, especially even for the churches too, we're looking at how do we run churches at this time, okay? Because everybody's afraid. But if you are afraid, we believe that if you come for this program, we will be able to, it may not be able to remove the fear, but we'll be able to tell you, okay, we can navigate.
You can do it afraid.
You can you can navigate through this system.
Okay. The dates one more time, Mr. Amino.
July 8th, which is Friday. That's the church event. And then July 9th, which is Saturday.
All right.
And then the time is 9.
So that's the information on your screen now, leading in season of darkness and confusion, and all of the information is right there on your screen. So take advantage of. And that website also, llconference.com. That's it. You can be a part of that. I want to thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here this morning. Bayo Joy is the chairman of LLC 2022 Strategic Committee. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Shina Joseph is secretary of the committee. Thank you, as well as Femi Amino, who is a member of the committee. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation.
Thank you. Thank you.
The next is the home stretch, and we come back to you right after now.